I have this sweater that I ripped on a nail and it has a big hole that I want to get fixed, and then these pants, I also have a hole that needs to get fixed, and I've been meaning to get this fixed because this has been ripped for like 3 months, but it's free here, so I might as well come. This is actually pretty cool. I like this. I could have brought half my wardrobe, but I didn't want to do that to them.
So I brought 3 sewing machines that were donated to me by a grad student named Shannon Mulkern. Last year, one of Shannon's projects in the Sustainability Master's program was to sew canvas bags and donate them to the youth store in the campus center over there. And so I inherited the project because I work at UMass currently, and I attended one of the events last year, and Yulia actually taught me how to sew again. Like, my Oma had showed me when I was a little kid, but then like I relearned at the bag share event, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And like, my aunt gave me her sewing machine to use, so like I picked it up as a hobby since doing that. And now like I'm hoping to sew a couple canvas bags today to donate to the campus center.
So we are repairing clothing and fixing anything like putting patches on things, fixing any holes, buttons, sewing on buttons, things like that. So it started when Patagonia came on campus, I think in 2017, like in March, and I saw how many people came to the event where they were fixing the clothing for free. And there were about 1,000 people who showed up on that one day who needed repairs. So I thought that, oh my God, there's so much need, and it doesn't seem like there is any service on campus that is doing this on a daily basis.
So we're doing a clothing repair fair today as part of the UMass Student Farmers Market. This is the first time that we're doing this as part of the Farmers Market. And this came about because of a conversation that started about 6 months ago with the thrift shop in Rack City, as well as a few students who are interested in reducing the footprint that students have on campus. So we thought that we would create a space for students to bring stuff that needed new life, whether it needed alteration or mending or some kind of embroidery, so that they would feel called to continue wearing something, to give it a second chance. So that was sort of part of it, and it really fits into the permaculture ethics of Repair People Care and Fair Share. We really try to create opportunities for people to live a simpler life. So today we're trying that with clothing, but we really want to expand that to other ways that we can reduce consumption in the future as well.
I'm here with a clothing swap on behalf of EcoRep, which is a 2-credit student-led discussion course, and we're just here trying to raise awareness about how wasteful the clothing industry is by hosting this clothing swap.
This is Rack City Thrift. We're an on-campus pop-up thrift store, and all of our clothes are student donations, and all the money that we make goes to the Sustainability, Innovation, and Engagement Fund.
So I help out with Rack City Thrift, which is UMass's on-campus pop-up thrift store, and we kind of worked with UMass Permaculture and a few other people who were just interested to set up the repair fair. So I've been involved with kind of the getting the materials for it, organizing like dates and who would be there, and then also just the event selling our thrift store clothes. So there's a whole bunch of ways that the fashion industry affects like environmental sustainability. All the resources that we use, so like all the water that's used for like when you're dyeing and like making clothes, and all the energy to like actually produce clothing is having a huge impact.
Fashion is now one of the most polluting industries in the world. The textile industry alone produces more greenhouse gas emissions than the aviation and shipping industries combined. And the sheer amount of clothes we consume, which already accounts for more than half of all the textiles produced, is expected to keep going up. From 62 million tons in 2015 to 102 million tons by 2030. At that rate, the fashion business would need to use 35% more land and 50% more water.
And then all of the dyes, especially from blue jeans, are like seeping into like waterways across the world, and they're like having huge impacts on the people that live in the area, and also like the plants and animals around it. People are getting like infections and like they're like losing their senses because they've just been like drinking this dyed water.
There's this cute expression in China that you know the color in fashion next season by the color of the rivers in China.
And then also all the human environmental sustainability part of it, like people are working in sweatshops to produce these clothing, and they just have no other option. I think that people buy clothes so much just because of how much like advertising there is around it. We get like on every platform in social media, we're just constantly like showing people in like new styles, new clothes, like every season. There's like multiple seasons within a season. You have to have the newest style and all these trends. So I think people don't really think about buying their clothes just because of how cheap they are. And like fast fashion has made it so that you can buy like 5 pairs of jeans for like $10, and it's super cheap, and you don't really worry about if they rip. You're like, oh, I'll just go buy a new one because that's cheaper than taking it to a seamstress, or it's easier than learning how to stitch it up myself. Like I might as well get a new thing. I thought it was really amazing. I was mostly selling clothes, so I didn't get to go and repair any of my clothes, but I actually helped out with the one earlier in the year, and it was really great because I brought some of my clothes and I was getting them repaired, and I think it's just really great to have a space where people can not only bring their clothes and have them repaired, but learn how to do it themselves so they can like continue and like share that with their friends too.